Hey guys, trying to get everything in the shot. We're breaking down tires tonight. I want to show y'all what I'm doing and how to do it. I already got one peeled down and I thought, I should video this. So let me show you what I got. So I bought this at Tractor Supply. I think the brand is Torin, T-O-R-I-N. It's a manual tire changer and it works pretty well. It comes with the plate I got from work. It's a reject plate and I just welded the base to it. It comes with that, and this over here got a special bar for dismounting the tires. All right, here we go. First thing we're gonna do is break the bead, and I like to put a sock down on that piece of angle so we don't mar up the wheel. Speed breaker works pretty well. You put the bar in there and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey. All right, nice and easy. Come on, baby. Turn it a little bit. All right, back bead is broke. Flip it over. Get the front. Hey, Joe, you come over here and like point it down here. You see what I'm doing? Okay. We got the front bead. Man, that was easy. That was way easy. All right. And then loud. All right, we'll put it on top now. All right, you got that pretty good. So you got this little bolt thing that pokes up out of there, and that keeps the wheel from turning. You set this on there, and this. All right. I use like any kind of penetrating oil, just some kind of light oil. Makes your life a lot easier. I've used the actual tire stuff, little Murphy's tire oil, or I don't know, lubricant. I don't really like it. So here we go. First bead, we'll peel it. There we go. And then what you're doing to get the tire off is you're fighting against this. Hold some up pressure on it. There we go. And now for the bottom bead. Go. Come on, baby. Voila. And cut. So at about, around $8 to $12 a tire to get them demounted, it can pay for itself pretty quickly. I have used it. It's paid for itself time and time again. So I'd recommend it if you're a do-it-yourselfer, if you want to mount your own slicks, if you use a lot of used tires instead of new tires, it can definitely save you some money. It's well worth the price. I will say that if you've got like a 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck with the D or E rated tire, or 8 or 10 ply, the sidewall can be kind of tough. It can be kind of tough to break the bead on those. So just, if that's what you deal with mostly, then you might be buying a really hard job. But as far as like car tires, light truck stuff, like half-ton or smaller, it works great. I'd highly recommend it. You know, if you go get 4 tires taken off and put back on, that's going to be like $48. That is about what a bottle of nitrous costs. So, you know, save your money. Buy hot rod parts. This is well worth the investment. It's a good skill to have too. I'll show y'all a video of me putting the tire back on. Alright guys, I forgot about the fine print. So I used to do big truck tires, you know, 18-wheelers and, you know, tractors and trailers. To make this job really easy, you need a tire iron. The tool that comes with this manual tire changer does not do as good a job as a straight up tire iron. The one you're looking at right there is about 80 bucks. You can get cheaper ones at Tractor Supply. Another thing I use, it's extra handy. This is a bead keeper. And it will hold your place and give you an extra hand to use while you're, you know, peeling the bead back around the rim. So I forgot to mention that. That's an added expense, but just because of my old job, it's, or what I used to do on the side, I already had it. Action. Alright, this is just for demonstration. I've already got the bead oiled up. Like I said, I use light oil, or like a penetrating oil. It makes life way easier. I've seen people use, I've seen axle grease used. I would not recommend that. But here we go. You get it on there the best you can. Actually, this one, yeah. Let me get it on with my bare hands. All right, I'm gonna show y'all the bead keeper. Here we go. This right here, you see this in frame? This guy right here will hold your position. It will not surrender. There we go. So that'll hold your spot, and then you come in with the tire iron and you just kind of work it around. So maybe come around kind of behind me and show this angle. That work? All right. All right, mount it up, put air in it and pop the bead out and cut. All right guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about tire size and wheel size. It really matters. A friend my dad used to work with was seating the bead on some tires, and it was a mobile home wheel, and it was a 14.5-inch wheel. And the tire was a 14-inch. He didn't notice that half-inch difference. But anyways, so he's sitting there, you know, pumping air into it, trying to get the bead to seat out. Just kept putting air in it, and there's usually a limit. I want to say like 25 psi. If the bead is not popped by then, you know, you need to probably put a little more lubricant on there or something. But anyways, it ended up collapsing the wheel, and it blew out. And when that happened, it blew his hair straight back. Blew every button off his shirt, had a button-up shirt. Blew his tread depth and tire pressure gauge out of his pocket. He was deaf for a little while after that. So you definitely, absolutely want to make sure you're putting the right tire on the right wheel. And speaking of dangerous and loud, this is something I used to do when I did truck tires. You can pull up some videos on YouTube. Of guys doing this. It's effective. It's a little bit dangerous. One time I put too much of this in a truck tire, and when I torched it off with a lighter, it blew up off the ground. The guys at the shop thought it was great. I did too. It scared me more than it scared them. But definitely, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but you know, you definitely want to do it the safest way. So I wouldn't recommend this, but you know, I'm just saying, if you're out in the woods or something and you can't do anything else, maybe say a prayer before you do it. All right. Before we wrap this video up, I just want to talk to you about seating a bead. And that's where you pop the tire up on the rim, where you seal it off, where the rim and the tire seals. Whenever you do that, you want to absolutely have the bead and or the wheel really slick. I use penetrating oil usually. Use that. You could use the Murphy's tire lubricant, soapy water, you know, whatever it is, but you want that to be slick. You don't want your pressure, you don't want your bead seating pressure to be too high. You know, it gets more dangerous the higher it gets. Another trick that you can use to seat the bead if you're having a hard time getting it to seal is you can pull the valve core out using a valve core tool. Y'all see that? Pull the valve core out, and that will take a lot of restriction out of your way. So with a restriction out of your way, instead of using an air chuck, you can use like an air blower. And the one with a rubber tip is great because it'll seal off and just get a full blast of air. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna show you one other tool I have, and it's just a handy tool to have for a do-it-yourselfer. Anytime you get new tires or new wheels, it's always good to have new valve stems installed. So that's what that is. The valve stem screws in there, and then it's got this rubber heel, and it'll pull it out. So that's a handy tool to have. I got that from Jegs for about 15 bucks. Handy dandy, definitely worth the money. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.